Quadruplets. 4 babies that are like twins or 2 sets of twins. Quadrilateral. Everybody knows 4-sided figure. Quadrangle. 4 angles. Quadratic. 4-ratic. I'm joking. It's actually 4 terms. 4 terms. That's what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at quadratic expressions and how to factorize them. You remember when I taught you how to find the keys? No, not this one. The other ones. The keys to open up the quadratic expression. We're going to be needing that now. Good. So you know, it's math always come with some drama all over the place, but you know, I'm gonna try to decomplicate things a little bit today. So we have a quadratic expression, and how I know it's a quadratic expression, the highest power is 2 right there. So once you see the highest power being 2, straight away you know it is a quadratic expression. Great. So remember, we said a quadratic really means 4 terms, but when you look at this thing, you're seeing 1, 2, 3 terms. So how come we say quadratic means 4 and we only see 3? Well, we're going to be using those keys to open up this expression so that it looks like a quadratic expression. Get me? So we're going to be turning it from a 3-termed figure to a 4-termed figure. So remember, when we needed to identify those ABC values, I'm going to show you how to do them now. So our A value is the coefficient of the x squared term. So this is x squared. How many x squares are there? 1. So our A value is going to be 1. So A is equal to 1. The B value is going to be this one. Notice that it only has on the x. So the B value is going to be the number that's attached to just the x term, which is just a positive 5. And I don't know if you know, but the C value is what is left, and this 6 is what is left. So our C value is going to be a positive 6. So C is equal to a positive 6. So what we need to do now is to find the key. You remember how to do that? We're going to have AC, which works out to be 1 times 6, which is just positive 6. Good. And then we're going to set up that table. AC, and I'm comparing it with B. AC was 6, and B was that positive 5. And I'm going to be drawing my table now. Great. So I need all the factors of a positive 6 that will add up to 5. So I'm going to have 1 and 6, positive both of them. 1 and 6, negative both of them. And reason being why I have the positive times positive give you a positive, and negative times negative give you a positive. Good. And then we're going to have 2 and 3, that will give us 6, both of them being positive. And we're going to have negative 2 and negative 3, both of them being positive as well. Now we're going to add them up. 1 plus 6, that's a positive 7. No, not positive 5. Negative 1 and negative 6, that will give us a negative 7. Not the key we're searching for. Positive 2 and positive 3 will give us a positive 5. Wow, we found a winner. Great. So the key would be positive 2 and positive 3, because I was going after a positive 5, and those were the combinations that gave me the positive 5. Now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove that key, and I'm going to be using this key to open up the quadratic expression. So we had x squared plus 5x plus 6. So I'm going to rewrite it down here. X squared plus 5x plus 6. Good. Now this is what I'm going to take the key and do. You see the b term, this? I'm going to break that b term out into the keys. So I'm going to put, notice that the key was a positive 2 and a positive 3. I'm going to break this 5x into a positive 2x to represent this, as well as a positive 3x to represent this. So this is what I use the keys to do. I use the keys to open up the quadratic expression. So when I'm finished with that, I'm going to pull this down. So we're going to have x squared here, and I'm going to pull this down. Notice it's a positive 6, so whatever it is, put it back. Plus 6. So now, do you see the quadratic coming out? Quad 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So we're going to, my bad. We're going to be breaking this down using grouping, factorization by grouping. So I'm going to put the first two terms together. So that's x squared plus 2x. So what is common between both of them is that x. So I'm going to factor out an x, which means I'm going to divide everybody up here so by x. You don't know how this go already. So x squared divided by x will give us just x. And 2x divided by x will give us a positive 2. Great. We finished the first part. On to the second part, we're going to group these two. What number or what term is common between 3x and 6? Don't know, says that 3. So I'm going to pull out that 3. And that means I'm going to divide everybody up here, so every term by 3. So 3x divided by 3 will give us just x. And 6 divided by 3 goes 2 times, so we'll have a positive 2 here. What do you know? Look, the brackets are the same. X plus 2 and x plus 2. So that's another common factor I'm going to pull out. X plus 2. This means I'm going to divide the whole here by x plus 2 and the whole on here by x plus 2. When these cancel, I'm left back with just x. When these cancel, I'm left back with just plus 3. So when I factorize the quadratic, x squared plus 5x plus 6. So the same thing here, so x squared plus 5x plus 6. I opened it up to have the 4 parts, the 4 terms. Using the key, I break the b term out into the key and just factorize by grouping. And we ended up with these 2 brackets. So I just wrote this as a product of 2 brackets. Easy, don't it? Just remember how to find the key. Once you can find the key, you're good. Let's do a second example. We need to identify those ABC terms or numbers. So remember, the A number is the one that has on the x squared. So this is x squared and there's a 2 on it, so A is 2. B is the number that's on the x. So when you look at it, it's not 13, but negative 13. So B is negative 13. And then C is just negative 7. So what we need to do after identifying our ABC value is to find the key. So the key says AC, which is A times C. So that is 2 times minus 7. And that will give us minus 14. And then we can start up our table. So we need AC, and we're comparing that with B. AC was negative 14, and B was negative 13. Now I can begin searching for the factors of AC. So look now. For negative 14, the factors are 1 and 14, and it's negative. So I'm going to have a negative 1 and a positive 14. Good. I'm also going to have 1 and 14 again. But this time, I'm going to switch the sign. So the 1 is going to be positive and the 14 is going to be negative. Good. Other factors of negative 14 include 2 and 7. 2 and 7, where I'm going to keep 2 negative, 14, 7 positive. And then we're going to have 2 and 7 again, but this time 2 is positive, 7 is negative. And then I'm going to do the addition on the sides. Good. So I have negative 1 and 14. When I do the addition, I'm going to get a positive 13. This is not the key. So when I have 1 and negative 14, I'm going to get negative 13. Good. So this is the key that I'm looking for. So seeing that I found the key, I don't need to go any further with this. So what I'm going to do is to rewrite the expression 2x squared minus 13x minus 7. And what I'm going to do is to break out this middle term using the keys. So it's going to be 1 here, see here, a positive 1, so it's going to be plus 1x and a negative 14x minus 14x. Good. So I just broke out the middle term using the key. I just opened up the expression. So I'm going to pull this back down, 2x squared, and I'm going to pull this back down, minus 7. I'm just going to factorize by HCF and grouping. So I'm going to factorize using these ones. So what's common is x. So I need to divide everybody by that x and put it in brackets. So this will cancel, leaving us with 2x. Good. And this will cancel, leaving us with just 1. Good. Then now I'm going to look at the second set of brackets here and here. And both of them are negative, so I can factor out a negative, and 7 can go into both of them. So I'm going to factor out negative 7. So I'm going to divide everybody by negative 7. So negative divided by negative, positive. 7 into 14, 2. So I'm going to have 2x here. And negative 7 divided by negative 7 is just a positive 1 plus 1. And if you look at that, the brackets are the same. 2x plus 1 and 2x plus 1. So I can factorize those two brackets. So I'm going to put out 2x plus 1 in bracket and create a new bracket for the remainder. So I'm going to divide this part by the bracket 2x plus 1 and this part by the same bracket 2x plus 1. Notice whatever is down here is whatever is down here because I'm dividing by what is common. So this will cancel this, leaving us with just x. And this will cancel this, leaving us with just minus 7. So we have just written 2x squared minus 13x minus 7 as a product of two brackets. And that's it.